Hey there, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome here to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So, we're here Sunday afternoon to do an episode of This Week. This is actually number 97. I never thought it would get this high, but it did. This will be for June the 16th through to June the 22nd. So basically what this show is about is, this is the show we do at the beginning of every week just to talk about what is going to be happening on the channel for this week. Also, what might be happening in the future weeks and in the months ahead. And if there was any issue, we talk about something in the past as well. I'm still working on the lighting here. Tomorrow I'll be attempting to get some white light bulbs for this, which should make a difference. Won't be as hazy, and I don't have to worry about the lighting from the window as much either at that point. So other than that, everything else is running smoothly. I got my new setup here. Actually, this is a different setup from the one I was using last week. Last week I had it on a different wall. I found the light from outside was too strong, so I moved it to a bit of a darker wall. So now I just have to improve the lighting and everything will be smooth as silk. So this week, which is the episode we're doing right now, we will be talking about each of the shows that we're going to be doing and about the new series that I will be attempting to do for the entire week. Actually, not going to be attempting, I'm going to be doing it. So the first order of business is the first episode after this week is one that comes out tonight at 8 o'clock. So this week will come out at noon. Tonight's episode will come out at 8 o'clock. This is two musical commonalities compared. This has actually become a show that a lot of people quite like. I like doing it. I used to do a show called What's the Difference? This is somewhat similar to that, except for that was just basically dealing with albums that were almost identical but had some differences. This one is talking more about their commonalities. So the two people, and in the case of this show, this is Ben. He gives me two music commonalities, and then I listen to them, or I talk about what I see as what is the same about them, what's a little bit different about them. So it can be about any rock musical topic. Could be two albums, could be two bands, could be two artists. Could be two drummers, could be two guitar players, could be two songs, could be anything. So what he's given me today, sorry, my glasses are kind of hanging a bit here today. So what he's given me today is he's given me two vocalists, both very similar. So we're going to be talking about them on this show, and they are Ronnie James Dio and Freddie Mercury, two of the better vocalists out there. And that's what we're going to be doing for Sunday nights, two musical commonalities compared. So Monday night is the next show. That comes also at 8 o'clock in the evening. This is a look back at a classic rock album. The rock album we're going to be talking about this week is this one. Oh, sorry, it's there. That's better, much better. So we've got King Crimson's Lark's Tongues in Aspic. Yeah, this has been on my playlist for a while, almost 5 months now. I'm really starting to like it. It's got a lot of stuff about it that's likable. It's I think one of the better King Crimson albums, but we're going to talk about it this week. As it wasn't actually supposed to be on my playlist. For some reason, I mixed it up with the number 4 studio album and put this one, which is number 5. So number 4 will be the next one to go on when this one is done. So that's what we're doing for Look Back at a Classic Rock Album. That will be on Monday night at 8 o'clock. The next show out is called Not What We Would Hope For. This is a bi-weekly show. Comes out every second week and is alternating with the mini-series we're doing called Decades, which had a good start with the 1960s. So this one, we are going to do an album. So basically what this show is about is it's a show in which I have some albums in my discography that I thought I would like more than I do. It's not that I don't like them, it's just that they just haven't quite got to where I thought they should be. And this is one of them. And the album we're going to be talking about this week is Gentle Giant's Three Friends. This should be actually a killer album because it comes out in that same time frame as Acquiring a Taste and Octopus and their debut album. And I love those albums. So why is this one different? Well, this one had a little bit of a different history from the other ones. So we'll be discussing this album on not quite what we hoped for, which is comes out Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. Next show up is my favorites. Favorites comes out Wednesday night at 8. This week I'm going to do a top 10. I haven't done a top 10 for a while. I decided to do this because I watch another channel and I recommend people go see this. It's called CD Cave. It's featuring Jack. He's the host of the show. Often has excellent topics, ones that I quite enjoy. I'm going to try and parlay off one of the topics he did recently, which was he had a episode on rock trios that he liked, and I'm going to do a top favorite rock trio dedication. It'll be a top 10 favorite rock trios. So this will be kind of dedicated to Jack for giving me the idea. And if you haven't watched Jack's YouTube site, you should go to it. It's called CD Cave. Probably find it if you look fairly easy. Just punch in CD Cave; it'll come right up. Anyways, an excellent show with some excellent topics, and we're going to parlay off one of them tomorrow. So this is kind of like I said, a dedication to that. So number 6, or the sixth show of the week, which will come out at Thursday at 8 o'clock, is called Album Sides. This is a show that alternates. It's another bi-weekly show, alternates with ranking the songs off an album. This week we're going to do the second side of this album, which is Allied Forces by Triumph. The second side, which features 4 songs. All of them are excellent. This is a almost near perfect side of an album. And all 4 of these songs were featured in my 25 song Triumph set list that I would want to hear. So all 4 of the songs on that side were used. Actually, there was quite a few on this album. I think almost all of it, pretty much. Excellent album. So that will be what we're doing for album sides this week, Thursday at 8. So Friday we have Ranking the Albums, which is also a fairly popular show. This is another one that Ben gives us. Basically, me and him had a discussion about how this was going to go. He's going to pick 4 albums every week from his massive discography, and I will listen to all 4 albums and give my comparisons and talk about the albums and then rank them according to how I like them, with the number one album going on to the semifinals at the end, and then the winners of those 2 semifinals will go on to the finals. So for this week, he's given me albums from Alice Cooper, Budgie, Rush, and IQ, all bands I like. Some of them I have a little bit more involvement with than others, but I've listened to all 4 of these bands. I do like them all. So that will be at Friday night at 8 o'clock. So Saturday night is the next show, which is What's New. What's New, we deal with only albums that came out in 2024 or the current year. Next year it'll be 2025, of course, but 2024, I kind of give a kind of review of the album, what I like, what I don't like, what I see, what songs do what for me, all that kind of stuff. So, and the album I chosen this week is called, I believe it's Sonic. Is it Sonic? Oh, sorry, Sonus. Sonus Umbria. I forgot. Sonus Umbria, and the album is called Whiteout. Came out June the 1st, 2024. So that will be the album that we're featuring for this week's What's New, Saturday at 8 o'clock. In addition to that, we are adding an episode which is not on my list, and I will add it right now. And this is metal. So metal was scheduled to come out last Saturday, but I found the Ramstein discography fairly lengthy, so I wanted more time with it, so I moved it ahead a week, and so it will be coming out next Saturday at its normal time, which is 11 o'clock. And of course, it's featuring Ramstein, as I've already said. So that's it for the regular shows for this week. Now, the series we're going to be doing is called Alternate Universe Returns. So I've done a mini series on this before. And what I did on that series is I took 5 vocalists off 5 different bands, and I rotated them around so that each of the vocalists was in one of the other bands. And we did a series on that, which was really fun to do, and we got to talk about what would have happened if this had been the combination. So, and the entire idea for this came from the Marvel Universe, which was a magazine or a comic that they had that started in the 70s called What If, and so I wanted to kind of parlay off that and try that with albums, so that's what I did. But this series is going to be a tiny bit different. We're not taking 5 bands and some member of them and putting them in one of the other bands. We're going to try and go with some stuff that had some possibilities at one point in history. One of these was Tony Iommi joining Jethro Tull. He did audition for the band, but never actually played with them. The second one will be Elton John joins King Crimson. This actually happened too. He actually auditioned and didn't make it either. Stephen Stills with the Monkees, believe it or not. He actually auditioned for the Monkees, but in this reality, he's actually going to get the job. Peter Criss, now I know this one may sound a little off, but during that time period when John Bonham died with Led Zeppelin, there was a lot of rumors flying around that Peter Criss was the drummer that Led Zeppelin was going to pick up. I know it sounds far-reaching, but I remember this rumor going around the school and everybody talking about if Peter Criss would join Led Zeppelin because he wasn't working out with the Kiss anyways. So in this reality, it actually happens. So, and then the last one is a more modern one. So as you know, Neil Peart passed away in 2020, January of 2020, and Rush has not been in existence since then. Actually, they hadn't been in existence for a while at that point. But we're going to go with the most common rumor out there is that Gavin Harrison would join Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson. Now, whether this actually called Rush or something else, I'm not going to discuss that at this point in time. Maybe I will when we get it. So these are the 5 scenarios that I've picked for this Alternate Universe Returns miniseries. So again, Tony Iommi ends up joining Jethro Tull. Elton John ends up joining King Crimson. Stephen Stills ends up joining the Monkees. Peter Criss joins Led Zeppelin. And Gavin Harrison joins Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson to form a different band. So, what would have happened if these scenarios took place? And well, the Gavin Harrison one could probably still take place, but we don't know yet. And then the only other thing I wanted to talk about was in July, I will be starting a new monthly series. This will be the first one since, I want to say we're going to go back to October, maybe, as far back as October. So I haven't done one for a while, but we're going to be doing a monthly series, and this monthly series is going to be called Albums That Introduced Me to These Bands. So not necessarily their debut album, not their first album, but an album that I purchased of the band, being my first one by them that introduced me to the band. I'm going to pick 31 bands that these albums had an impact on. I'm going to try to pick the ones that I think are the ones that had the best impact. So, so that will be for the month of July. So there'll be 31 episodes. So that's what's coming up, and that's what's going to be going on this week and in the months ahead. And I hope that I get to see you all there, and I'll have new lighting, and as you see, I have another setup. I'm going to be putting some of my posters up on this wall here, sorry. get disoriented when you're facing it. I'm going to try to really make this something like I had before when I had the other place. I want to get back to that level. And the new computer, or not my new one, but my better laptop should be back by then. It's been stored for me by a friend of mine while I was away. And hopefully that will be coming back very soon, and we'll get this thing ball rolling. And hope to see you throughout the week. If you like this, please hit the like and subscription button. I much appreciate it for that. Any comments that you have about anything I'm doing or any suggestions, I try to listen to suggestions. I try to take people's suggestions and try to incorporate it into the programming so that people can feel part of. That's important. I've done that recently with a couple of episodes of favorites. I'm going to do it again this week with Jack, a well-deserving kind of tribute to Jack's show. And we will see you throughout the week. And please hit the notification bell. Let's see you later, and have yourself a good evening, good night, and goodbye.